2024 gaming has been an interesting year, okay? Let's just do a recap. In January, February 2024, we had the release of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, a looter shooter designed around DC villains that, to put it mildly, underperformed and underwhelmed, okay? Now, sparking from this game, there was an underlying narrative that was bubbling up, beneath the surface. You could see it rearing its ugly head in some of the dialogue and the creative decisions throughout this game, and it manifested itself in a company called Sweet Baby Inc. Now, Sweet Baby Inc. was a company that was being investigated by gamers on a micro level, but it all came to a head when a Sweet Baby Inc. employee by the name of Chris Kendrick decided to go after a simply put, just a gamer by the name of Cabrutus, who was creating a curated list on Steam to make gamers aware of games being worked on by this DEI consultancy company called Sweet Baby Inc. This shit blew up. Now, what was a small thing turned into a huge thing, and pretty much laid the groundwork for what 2024 would be like for the gaming industry. This followed by a Kotaku writer by the name of Alyssa Mercante, a former sex worker, by her own words, by the way, who somehow found her way as a senior editor up at Kotaku, wrote an article entitled Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what you think it does. Now, in this article, there was a lot of propaganda, but the most important thing about it was that she brought up what caused Gamergate 2, which is what we're in right now, without bringing up the most important point, which was Chris Kendrick. This is what sparked the Gamergate 2 war, okay? From that point on, we had several games come out, several scandals come out in the gaming industry that gamers have just flat out danced on. There's no other way to put it. You got the Flintlock situation, the rise of Grums, the rise of Smash JT, the rise of a great many of creators, including myself, whom, let's be honest, before Gamergate, my content was flip-flopping between film and gaming, but nobody gave a shit about my gaming videos until Gamergate 2 happened. Now, all of a sudden, the only thing I can make is gaming videos. So take that for what you will. We have more controversies, including the Stellar Blade controversy, where it was suddenly not okay to have women look attractive in video games. And gamers are starting to take notice of this when it comes to games like Perfect Dark Zero and Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, which was another scandal, by the way. It was revealed was a company that had been infected by Sweet Baby Inc. We had the scandal of Black Myth Wukong, where it was revealed that they could have possibly declined a shakedown, which, if true, that's exactly what it was, where a company, either Sweet Baby Inc. themselves or a company like it, was trying to shake down Game Science to extort money from them to work with them. Okay, all of these things, the Concord scandal, the Star Wars Outlaw scandal, all of this has defined gaming in 2024 and have really gave way to not only content creators, but other smaller studios to make their mark in the industry. We're talking about like Helldivers, even though they suffered their own scandal that had nothing to do with the culture war. We're talking about games like Deadlock. We're talking about games like Black Myth Wukong, Space Marine 2. There have been no shortage of games for people to actually play. It's just the AAA games that have, to put it mildly, fumbled the bag. Okay, so where am I going with all of this? I don't think this is a hot take, but I think the industry has fumbled its opportunity to negotiate with gamers. I'm going to show you why here.
What makes you think that I'm an answer if you ain't mine? Even if you call me.
Now, as I said before, there have been a great many of scandals to go around. We had Nick Calandra, Alyssa Mercante. We've had a great many of community managers that have come out and attacked the audience that they've been tasked with serving, which is beyond me. But since the beginning, the industry has had an opportunity to do something that would have greatly benefited them, which was to have a conversation with gamers. You could come on a YouTube's platform, go into a Reddit a sub thread, or have conversations with gamers on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. You can say whatever you want to say. I don't care. But throughout all of 2024, the devs, the journalists, the shill content creators have refused to do this. You got guys like the Mighty Queef. You got guys like Khalif Sugar Bear Adams and more, who have straight out just painted gamers to be this evil entity that needs to be eradicated from the gaming community. Oh, how wrong have you been? If anything, at this point, it has been heavily communicated by the audience, knowingly or unknowingly, that the stuff that you guys are putting out, nobody wants, okay? We understand that Twitter is only a small portion of the population, but understand that a lot of us creators on YouTube are well aware that a good shit, I would even say maybe 70% of our audience is not on Twitter. They rely on us to get information about the game community, about the games community or the games industry, and whether or not they should invest their money into certain games. So you might think that you're in the majority, but if anything, we've showed you it has not. Let's go over. Okay. Now, was Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League advertised as woke? No. Okay, it's not. But it was based on the dialogue and the narrative alone. There was some woke propaganda definitely being put in there. What about a game like Flintlock, Siege of Dawn? This was a game that was found to be that originally had a white woman as the main character until they hired a DEI consultancy person who worked with Sweet Baby Inc., who came in and forced them to change it to a black woman. Now, was the game really all that good? Debatable, but it flopped. Okay. What else? Stellar Blade exceeded expectations. Helldivers, a game with, no political ramifications, greatly exceeded expectations. Black Myth Wukong exceeded expectations. Concord miserably failed expectations, a game that was marketed to be woke. What about Star Wars Outlaws? While the game wasn't marketed to be woke, it is a game that is trying to put the woman at the forefront. And while I understand that there are plenty of games with female leads that people love, like Bayonetta, Perfect Dark Zero, Tomb Raider, Metroid. These are games that understood that their main character was a woman and not trying to replace the masculine presence, which was the agenda of most of these other games. Star Wars Outlaws is basically a Han Solo game, but with a woman, and thus it flopped. You also got games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, which deliberately replaced what should have been a male samurai or shinobi in the Assassin's Creed series, replaced them with a black male character that has no evidence of him ever being an actual samurai, or at least not guaranteed to be a samurai throughout history. And then they also gave him a co-star, a female ninja, which nobody's actually buying. Okay. That game is being delayed and it's marred in controversy. Those are just some of the stories that have popped up over this tumultuous gaming year. Throughout all of it, though, you guys have had the perfect opportunity to come and talk to gamers and negotiate and figure out what it is that gamers like and what it is that gamers don't want, and how can we come to a middle ground. However, I'm here to tell you, you've missed that opportunity. It's over. It's done. And to be honest with you, Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft going down was the final nail in the coffin. It's kind of like a loading bar. Like, Gamergate was winning and it was loading. We was halfway there. Then Concord hit and the loading bar skipped to 99%. It skipped. And now with Ubisoft falling apart, which will be one of the primary discussions on today's NinjaCast, it's over. Gamers single-handedly thinked Ubisoft, okay? Remember, Ubisoft had Skull and Bones, X-Defiant, Star Wars Outlaws, and Assassin's Creed Shadows. All games that released this year. Now, Skull and Bones was a game that was insultingly bad, okay? I mean, it was objectively bad. No woke propaganda, unless you consider there being black pirates woke. I don't know about that. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. But it failed on all fronts. X-Defiant is doing pretty okay. We'll give it that. The Call of Duty killer is doing pretty okay. It's not blowing anybody out the water. Star Wars Outlaws obviously did what it did. And then Assassin's Creed is struggling. Now, this has become so bad that the CEO of Ubisoft had to come out and make a statement to his investors saying that Ubisoft is an entertainment first company and we are not trying to push an agenda. Now, I see you, you see me. We all know that's a motherfucking lie, okay? This is the same company that it was just revealed that they have a mentorship program made only for people who don't identify as males. Yeah, sure, there's no agenda there. Whatever you say, Brody, whatever you say. It's not only that, Concord is the biggest flop in PlayStation history. Okay, allegedly, they spent $400 million on this DEI slop fest. a game that was trying to capitalize on the Overwatch hero shooter genre 8 years too goddamn late. Okay. The character designs were terrible. It was obvious that the people working on this were trying to get more representation involved, and they failed miserably. I mean, these people are so out of touch, they actually think you want to play as somebody's grandma in a hero shooter. This is beyond insane. Okay. What I'm trying to get to here is there's been so much damage to the gaming world, the layoffs, how many companies have been shut down. Think about what happened to the studio that made Redfall. We not to speak nothing of what's happening with Dragon Age. How long is BioWare going to last if Dragon Age doesn't do well? You've lost all leverage that you have to negotiate with gamers. It's over. It's done. You've allowed for gamers to look around and realize, holy shit, we run this. We actually run this. There's actual power in our wallets. When we decide to instead dance on your grave, you know what I'm saying? Dance on you and not spend $70 on your trash product, it actually does well for not only our gaming health, but our mental health, right? Dustborn. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, are we serious? Dustborn, a government-funded liberal propaganda machine? Is that really what we're doing out here? You guys no longer have any leverage, okay? Alyssa Mercante has retreated to trying to sue people for saying things that she said about herself. Shout out to Smash JT. Nick Calandra got completely exposed to the point where nobody even wants to hear from this guy. All of your people on the internet are simply just blocking us and don't want to talk. And shout out to shout out to Elon Musk, who's changing the block feature. I actually like it. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't think that if you have a public platform, you should just be able to block people. If it's public, then it should be public to everybody. I don't get the privilege. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. Anyway, so the point is, by the way, shout out to Elon for buying Twitter and making it fair for everyone. But you guys have lost it. And now you are at the mercy of what gamers want. You can see it. Even for all of you people who have tried to convince us that this culture war thing is fake, nobody's talking about it. Well, ask the CEO of Saber Interactive, who just released Space Marine 2, who now you have a fan in Warhammer of me because I love it. I've been playing it. I love it. And now I want to soak up all the lore for Warhammer. So shouts out to him. Shouts out to other devs. Devs? Ooh. Shouts out to other devs and producers who have spoken out and saying that, hey, we just want to make games. Okay? It's over. You no longer have the leverage. Yeah, you make the games, but you can spend 5-10 years making a game all you want. When we don't buy it, congrats. Your ass is laid off. It used to be a time where layoffs was this big, humongous event where everybody was mourning the loss of jobs. But now gamers are indifferent than the motherfucker. 1,000 people at Microsoft just got laid off. Water is wet. Nobody cares. Nobody cares anymore. And you did this to yourself. Now we don't want to have a conversation because now we understand we don't need you. We're going to play games. First of all, you've seen the headlines. Younger people are playing older games, especially with more and more people moving over to PC like me. Now I can go back and play old games that play better, feel better, just overall better simply because I'm on a PC. I no longer feel the pressure of buying a game the moment it comes out. I can just go and play all my old shit. Like, so much so that I got games on my backlog in my Xbox that I said, fuck it, I don't want to play on the Xbox anymore. I just rebought it for PC. Shout out to The Witcher 3 that I can't seem to beat. I know, get good. I get it. All I'm saying is, read the room. Read the fucking room. It's over. It's done. We've won. Now, you have to decide as a dev on whether or not you want to make games for yourself, for your ideology, or for the people you're tasked with serving, which are gamers. Even the people who claim to be on your side are not buying your games. These two things can't be true. It can't be more of you and the games you're making still be flopping. It can't be that. It's either there's more of you and the people that you're making games for don't want to buy your games or they're broke, or there's actually more of us, normal people who just want to play games that don't preach to us. You've lost the privilege of being able to talk to us and have a conversation and negotiate. Now it's just us. That's it. You either make a game that we want to play or you don't. Lose your job. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Griff.
Oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.